And our first guest joins us in the studio, Mr. Donald Baillargeon. He's a Chief Operating Officer and a Chief Financial Officer of a company called Cavitation Technologies. Their stock symbol CVAT. Neil, good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Now, we've been talking about a lot of different things with respect to the company, but you know, one of the things that's really great about your company are your numbers, your financial numbers. And I know that you're about to release your fourth quarter update. Tell us about that.
Sure. We work on the fiscal year,
right.
And our year ends June 30th.
Right.
So we are in the fourth quarter. And as I've made prior announcements, there were certain expectations on the revenue side, what we're looking at. For the fourth quarter, we have bookings of approximately $500,000 and about $300,000 in contingent revenue recognition numbers. So this is the range that we're looking at today, between $500,000 to $800,000. Any other orders or new orders that are coming in our core business, really going to move into first and second quarter of fiscal 2018. Depending on some revenue recognition numbers, we expect to be profitable. Again, for fiscal 18, I anticipate to have a strong year as well.
Well, what's remarkable about your company, when you talk about these kinds of revenues, I mean, you also have pretty good margins with respect to that. I mean, you know, your margins are quite healthy. Absolutely.
Sometimes it's difficult to understand how this industrial company operates. I mean, what do they do? Some kind of gadgets. Conceptually, to understand, our burn rate for the company, I'm talking about soft cost and hard cost, is between $1.2 to $1.3 million per year. Just in licensing numbers from our strategic partners, we receive about $900,000 per year. So really, to cover, we kind of call it burn rate, it takes very little, 1 or 2 systems to be sold. And moving forward, obviously, we're expecting to accelerate our sales, and anything above that 1.1, my apology, between $1.2 to $1.3 million, 80 to 90% is going to go to the bottom line.
Wow.
So for us, again, if in 2018, if we can achieve that $4 or $5 million revenue number, our burn rate is going to be only roughly $1.8, $1.2 million. So there's going to be a big number going to the bottom line. And we have about $12 million in tax credits. So whatever we earn is going to stay with the company.
Remarkable. Now, we talked about this before, but your technology is also being used to improve the quality of spirits or alcohol, liquor, that type of thing. We had a little bit of a happy hour before going on the air. These are 3 cups here. One is a chocolate flavored vodka, and 2 are samples of 2 different kinds of bourbon, one before your technology, one after your technology. We had a chance to test this. Tell us about it.
Of course. We've looked at our technology in the past and tried to explore opportunities and figuring out how we can monetize on this technology. What do we do? And we did contact very large companies. I'm not going to name them, but
right.
Some very large companies throughout the world. They're all interested in branding, their own label, not necessarily what your technology does. So we figured out that most effective or more efficient way of moving forward and how we can monetize on this technology, most likely to create certain brands. Today, I cannot openly discuss certain opportunities at your show because we're in the process of doing certain due diligence.
Right.
But our objective as a company to really enhance shareholder value. And some of the technologies or products that are hidden in our vault, we would like to let the genie out. Again, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to discuss that more openly. But as a company, we clearly look at these opportunities in light, for example, that just recently one tequila brand was sold for $1 billion,
right.
Which was started about 4 or 5 years ago. But like I said, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to openly discuss with you a lot more.
Well, what was amazing about the bourbon, and I'll refer to the bourbon specifically because we had a before and after, before your technology was applied to it and after, and everyone was pretty much universal in saying, hey, this is much better the second time around after your technology has been applied to it versus the run-of-the-mill bourbon that you can buy off the shelf in virtually any supermarket.
Right.
And it was really remarkable.
And the way we'll look at this, it's not only improving tasting qualities, but also better understand physical and chemical composition of these fluids. We've signed several contracts with leading universities to have a better understanding of dehydration, toxins, and the effect of the hangover. Barring the fact that there is something falls apart, we should have something in our pipeline regarding a white paper, something like that, in the next several months. And again, our objective, not just purely saying that, hey, it's going to taste better, but also this is something that is clearly different from everybody else, and we have science behind it. It's not just some creation of some sort by saying, hey, you know, we're great and you got to take our word for it. We want to make sure that science behind it as well.
Well, Neil, it's been so exciting watching your company and learning about you the last several weeks. And I know you've got some big news coming up for us here very soon. We look forward to that. Once again, Cavitation Technologies, CVAT. Thanks so much. This is great.
Thank you.